I'm Dr. Laurel. I'm a physical therapist and a sports mindset coach. I coach mostly athletes as young as 10 years old, up to high school, professional, college, and even ultra athletes, and then what I call the forever athlete. What I love about the sports mindset is you can use it in really all areas of your life, not just in sports.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have Dr. Laurel on today, because there's, I think, a lot of similarities between sports performance and social media performance. Both are very, very competitive. Only really the top 0.001% have overwhelming success. And to be that good at something, you have to have a champion mindset around it. So,
yeah, exactly.
Dr., can you talk to us about that? What is a championship mindset, and how do you think that maybe relates to social media?
Yeah, so a champion mindset is a mindset of a champion. And in sports, like the champion mindset is someone that's going to go out on the court or the field and go out for first place. A champion mindset doesn't go out on the court and they say, oh, like, I'm just going to go out to have some fun, get second or third place. Like, that's not a champion mindset. The champion mindset is like, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put my all in and I'm going to win the championship. And that's what I'm here for. And when you have a champion mindset, you actually show up differently in your training, in your games, in your life. So as far as content creation, like you said, it doesn't really make sense to play like an easy game. It only makes sense to really go full out because the statistics are against you. Like you said, the content creators out there, it's a very small percentage of people that really actually go big and win the championship. So it doesn't really make sense to me to go out partial. You're going to go out to win this championship, go all out because the stats are against you.
What are some characteristics of a championship mindset?
Yeah, so the characteristics of champion mindset is having a goal and being courageous to actually have a big goal. It really takes something to go out and have a big goal. It takes courage. And then it takes integrity, saying, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show up and do what I need to do to get the outcome that I want to get. It's interesting. There were some studies done with hockey players in Canada, and most professional hockey players in Canada are born in the first months of the year, January, February, March. And it's interesting because of the way the leagues are set up as youth sports. If you're born January to December of this year, you're on one league. So if you're born in January versus December, you're a lot older than the other people that you're playing with. So because you're older, you're bigger, you have more development, more talent, more strength. So you actually get more playing time, and then you get more practice time, and then you get to go to the playoffs more. And it's just this snowball effect, but only because your birthday was beginning of the year and the way the leagues are set up, it increases your chance to be a professional hockey player in Canada. So there are some factors that we don't really consider. So it's not really about these people had more talent. It was just the way the league was set up. So yeah, to overcome that, you would have to put in probably more practice for the people that are later in the year to really stand up against the people that are older in their developmental process, or find a league that you're playing with people that are your size and or younger or less developed as you. So I wouldn't say that talent is the end all be all, because there's so many factors in talent that we actually don't see. And some people have opportunities to practice more than others in sports, developing as a young athlete, and we just don't see those. So I really wouldn't hang your hat on, I have to be talented, or I have to be charismatic, or I have to be this, or I have to be that to be able to be a successful creator. And along the line, there's going to have to be practice. With that said, athletes don't just practice. They don't just practice, and then that's it. Like, they actually get out on the court. So you have to practice, then you have to get out on the court and actually be out there. And then you have to go back to the training room and see what worked, what didn't work, and the things that didn't work, let me tweak or change or train again. Let me do some training and then go back out there on the court, on the field, and play again and see if I'm winning or if I'm still losing. And then I need to tweak it again. It's the same thing in this content creation. You're going to have to practice to increase the talent that you have around content creation. And then you're going to have to look and see, like, did I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish? Did I win the game? Did I lose the game? You're going to have to go back to the drawing board, practice some more. And over time, you're going to start winning more and more and more. So you're going to develop the talent, whether it seems natural to you or not, over time, and you can't skip that step. Even if you do have talent, there's still development and practice that needs to be done. As far as like a talented athlete, like they still have to practice.
Michael Phelps, he said that when he was very young, he saw this potential in himself and he made the commitment that he would practice every single day. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, I'm going to practice every single day. And I said, oh, me as a content creator, I always tell people, do it every day. Do it every single day, because it has an effect on your mind. It's a commitment level, right? You're saying, I am so committed to this that I'm going to do it every single day. If I'm sick, if I'm hungry, if I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to do it because I'm committed. Is that championship mindset? Is that a mindset that a champion has? Or what do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. We can actually break that down quite a lot. If we look at a champion mindset in content creation, what is the champion goal? Like, what is the Stanley Cup? What is the World Series? And that is for you, like 1 million followers, right? That's your goal. You're not going to step out tomorrow and have 1 million followers. You're not going to step out tomorrow and win the World Series if you decide today, that's what I want to do. It does take practice. So yeah, you have a commitment. And then standing in that commitment, what actions are you going to take to get there? And the actions that you're going to take as an athlete is you're going to practice, you're going to play, you're going to train, develop, and then you're going to, like I said, get out on the court and play. In content creation, there might be some training that goes along. Then you need to get out on the court. And then, like you said, the consistency is key. You have to consistently go out and put content out there and make a goal like, hey, I'm going to do it every day. Maybe there's days that you actually don't do it, but don't let that hold you up. Just like the next day, go back into the commitment that you made, that, hey, I'm going to step back into this commitment that I made for these 1 million followers, and then I'm going to start to create content daily. If you're having trouble with that, you can get an accountability partner, a coach, whatever you need to like get the encouragement to stay in that commitment. And you're not going to have 1 million followers tomorrow. Just think about if you put out content once daily, every day for the next year, what it's going to look like a year from now. Yeah. The championship is not tomorrow. The championship is next year. Make a date for that. Make your championship date 1 year from today, and then see where you are at that point, having this commitment and taking action within the commitment.
Yeah, a lot of people, they want to get on social media, never been on it before because they maybe are afraid to, and they want to go out there and they want to sink 3-pointers, or they want to throw a touchdown pass, or they want to be an all-star, an MVP, and they've never even practiced, so they never even played in one game. Let's say somebody is really consistent and they do go out there and they maybe have experienced some success on social media or in sports. And once they get that success, maybe once they've reached their goal, they don't set another one, or they get it and it wasn't what they thought, and they start self-sabotaging or stopping their momentum. So talk to me about that. Like when I have a video that goes like super viral, what I should do is keep posting more videos. But once I get that viral video, I'm like, well, cool, my work's done. And I can kind of sit back and take a break when I really should be putting my foot on the gas. And I think that happens to a lot of athletes, where they kind of reach the top and then they say, okay, maybe they weren't fulfilled or it wasn't what they thought. Can you speak to that at all and why maybe that happens?
Yeah, athletes shouldn't train year round, because then their bodies are going to break down and they do need some rest and recovery. So you can think about putting some rest and recovery in your own content creation. And if you're just on this go, 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 you can get burnout. And then like maybe the content that you put out there isn't going to be as good and valuable. So you have to put some periods of rest and recovery in there. So it's okay if you like reach a milestone and you take a little bit of reprieve and take a little step back and take off the gas a little bit, but then you do have to put the gas back on. If you do get the 1 million followers, not going to stay 1 million followers if you don't keep putting content out there. So it's like maybe the season's over, maybe you rest for a week or a month, but then you go back out and you start training for the next season. So you can think about it as like a season and like, it's like, okay, I won the championship. Now what's next? Is there another championship? Or you can also just say like, hey, I want to keep the followers that I do have, but to keep them, you have to take action within that commitment, which is also, post more content. And posting content is just the name of the game. It's not a short game. It is a long game. So you can't have this expectation that, oh, I'm just going to post a few videos, get some home runs, and then not do anymore and still be successful when you want to be successful. It's just not the name of the game.
Are there any studies you've come across that are really interesting to you around maybe mindset or performance that you think are applicable to the content creator?
I like to use a Pareto principle. Like mindset and most things is 80%. And the action that you're taking, what you're doing is really the 20%. But yet most people do 80% in the work and not doing any mindset or not looking at that. So it is good to look at your mindset, be trained and developed in it if you need to, and balance it. If you even do 20% of looking at your mindset or training in your mindset, it can give you 80% of the results. So looking at the Pareto principle and the 80-20, it's really good to look at what action that you're taking and how much benefit that it's actually giving you.
What are some things that we can do to train our mindset?
Yeah, even just engaging in this video, you're getting a lot of training here. And then you can also work with a coach. There's plenty of awesome books, programs. There's so much out there these days that can give you support, having accountability partners, putting structures in place that help you with your mindset in your daily life also helps.
Talk to me about the importance of a coach. Coaches, you see them all the time in sports. Every team has a coach. Very few people, and it's become more popular over time, and people see the benefit of having it in a business sense, or we're talking about social media. What's the importance of a coach, and why is a coach important?
Sports players don't not have a coach. You don't just do it by yourself. And the other thing that's so great in sports is even if you're doing individual sports, there's also like this team atmosphere. So there's a lot of energetic deposits from the team that help you towards your goal. Getting a coach will help you fill in the gaps of knowledge that you don't have. They also help you keep accountable to who you are. Coaches see you as a bigger person than you see yourself. And they see you as more capable than you can see yourself. And then they're going to hold you to the capability that they actually see in you. And that's really the magic of a coach, that they see you as this big person up to big things in life. And going along that, like you have a purpose, you have a passion, you have an impact that you're setting out to do in the world. And people need you. With my own coaching, like I have a 10-year-old gymnast right now that I'm coaching, and she had a lot of negative self-talk in her gymnastics, and she wants to be an Olympian athlete, but she'd show up to the competitions and just, oh, I want to do well, but I'm not going to do good. I'm not that good. I'm going to do bad. And it was really sabotaging her success. And so having a coach can really nip things in the bud, like sooner than later, so that you can get on track, you can be on track and accomplish whatever you're really out there to accomplish in the world and make an impact on the people that actually need you.
Yeah, 100%. Talk to me a little bit about the negative self-talk. A lot of people have that on social media, and on social media, even in sports, maybe you have people who are talking trash or intimidating you. Or talk to me about the negative self-talk and how do we approach that? Because all of us who post on social media experience that at one time or another.
Yeah, so I'm going to dive a little deep here. We have a system in our brain called the reticular activating system. It's basically where attention goes, energy flows. So by making a championship goal, it's going to activate your reticular activating system to try to meet this goal. And there's also ways to make your goal to turn on the reticular activating system with more energy. Then you can actually sabotage that with the negative self-talk and the doubt and the worry and all of that stuff. You first have to notice it. And sometimes you don't notice how it comes out. And then that's the benefit of a coach, to actually help you to notice these self-sabotaging negative self-talk that's coming out. And because it can be super sneaky, and sometimes it's in a blind spot behind you, you can't even see it. And so you make this really awesome goal, you activate the reticular activating system, but then the reticular activating system is working towards more towards this negative self-talk, because it's overriding the championship goal that you made. So there's this balance of putting more energy into the champion mindset, the champion goal, and mitigating and minimizing this negative self-talk that comes out in doubt and worry, so you're not self-sabotaging the goal. Even in this content creation, hey, I want like 1 million followers, yet I get up and I'm like, well, maybe I won't get 1 million followers. Maybe I'll never get there. Maybe my content's not valuable. People said negative things. I got some thumbs down on my YouTube video, whatever. That's going to continue to self-sabotage the goal that you actually made. So there is this balance to balance the champion goal much more than the negative self-talk. Even negative self-talk, like maybe this isn't possible, maybe I won't be able to do this. If those thoughts are persistent enough, that's where the attention is going. And that's what your brain will start to form your life around, because your brain is a goal achieving machine. It always wants to achieve the goal. And then it uses the reticular activating system to fuel the fire to achieve this goal. Like I said, you can make a championship goal, but it's so easy to self-sabotage when you have all this negative self-talk that comes up so persistently and so frequently, it can really sabotage you. So learning the skills to not sabotage yourself and taking the energy away from that negative self-talk and fueling the fire for your goal and managing that system will help to make your goal the reality and not sabotage it into the reality that you don't want to create.
What I think about when you say this is the self-fulfilling prophecy. The quote, if you think you can or you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
And so the champion believes they can be a champion. Somebody who wants to have a really successful business or social media, they have the belief, maybe even naively, that they can, even though the odds are stacked against them and you have to be in the 0.001%. The mindset is still really important. Thanks so much for being on the podcast today, and really enjoyed having you here. Dr. Laurel, how do people connect with you, find you, learn more about you? We'll definitely put some links below, but where are some of the places that they can find and connect with you?
Yeah, you can find me at my website. I'll give you the short link. It's bit.ly/B, athlete in lowercase athlete. You can also find me on Instagram at Dr. Laurel, Laurel PT. And then you can also find me on YouTube at dr.laurelpt.
We'll link her stuff below. And yeah, like I said, I appreciate you being on today. Thank you so much.